Welcome back to our Tech Tuesday tip series. In the past few episodes, we've looked at how to use clear prompts to generate classroom materials for grammar and reading instruction. Today, we'll explore how you can use AI to help students learn and practice vocabulary. There are many ways to teach vocabulary. Sometimes we introduce new words directly. Sometimes we practice them through exercises. Another effective way to reinforce vocabulary is through reading. Seeing words in context helps students understand how they are actually used. Let's say you're teaching a lesson about traveling, and these are the target words you want students to practice: travel, destination, culture, explore, and experience. But here's the challenge. Finding reading material that includes these exact words can be time-consuming, so let's see how AI can help. First, we give AI the vocabulary list and ask it to generate a short dialogue. Here's the prompt. Create a short dialogue between a traveler and a local person. Write 4 to 6 lines of dialogue for low-intermediate English learners. Include the following vocabulary words: travel, destination, culture, explore, experience. Let's see what AI generates. This gives us a dialogue that includes the target vocabulary and meets the basic requirements, but when you read through it, the conversation may still sound a little artificial. So let's tweak the prompt to encourage a more natural, real-life conversation. For example, we can revise the prompt like this. First, we ask for a natural conversation instead of just a dialogue. Then, we add more details to set the context and increase the length to 6 to 8 lines so the conversation can develop a bit more. Finally, we keep the target vocabulary but ask the AI to use the words naturally. Let's see how this version turns out. Now the dialogue is set in a clearer situation, and it feels more like a real conversation. Remember, dialogue is just one option. You could ask for other types of text, such as a story or an informational paragraph. You could also add details to create a specific real-life situation. For example, arriving at a hotel, visiting a local attraction, or asking for directions. By adjusting the prompt, you can quickly generate many different types of reading materials. Now that we have the reading text, what else can we do with it to reinforce the vocabulary? One option is to ask AI to generate a vocabulary activity based on the same text. Do you want students to do a matching activity or complete sentences? Do you want to include an answer key or short explanations? Make sure to clarify those expectations in your prompt, just as we discussed in episode 2. Now, it's your turn to give it a try. Select a few target vocabulary words. Ask AI to generate a reading text using those words. Then generate 1 or 2 vocabulary activities based on that text. That's it for today's Tech Tuesday tip. See you next time.